Hey man, are you ready to shape up the way you...
Gotta love advertisements on streaming services.
Terrific.
Alrighty.
Welcome to what happened.
Hold
Hi,
up.
Storm.
Before we continue, we are going to end that conversation because it is not stream safe.
I came in at the wrong time. In any event,
Nope.
ladies and
Right
gentlemen,
time.
welcome back to... Stormsong is not capturing his display correctly. 1 second.
No,
Yes,
you're showing.
Please
the-
activate the
Very
Discord.
good.
Yes.
Well,
Please
he
activate
is
the
streaming
Discord,
Discord
so
right
I-
now.
Not on my screen. I don't have the
No.
prompt to push that button to
Okay,
watch.
now I see. Now I see.
There we go.
There we go.
Now, I do want to warn. This is Misfit coming to you live from South Carolina Bonsai Con. If you abruptly hear me disappear, just know I died doing what I loved.
Well,
He is chasing them cat girls around the con.
Yeah, he's like surrounded by cat girl Storm.
that
Leave me
is...
alone.
This is Billy Big, as the group has been fondly telling me, and I'm currently doing Big Rig stuff.
Yep.
I mean, there is a rainbow dash here too.
Wunderbar! Or as they say in Germany, Wunderbra. So anyways, I'm sorry about the late start, ladies and gentlemen. We had some troubles, some technical difficulties involving a dog and him chewing through his leash.
Yeah.
So, we are back. We are continuing from where we left off. Before we continue the story, I am going to do a little bit of grinding. Because we basically have nixed ourselves by 1 battle's worth of XP by basically pulling in a bunch of new characters. And so that puts us behind on funds.
So that just means the idiots in the group, all of us included, get to do dialogue and just play with our characters.
Yeah, so we have Whack Daddy.
There ain't nothing wrong
We
with a
have
little
Breakdown.
bump and grind.
We have Halos. Now, I'm actually not going to put...
I've always
Yeah.
wished that the game. There's
Continue.
one thing I've always wished with this game. I understand with the non-NPCs, like the non-named characters, they don't get anything special, and that's fine. And please allow us to have the items, at least the boots and a hat, gloves, show up on character, so you
No.
can just look at your horde of identical people and be like, ah, yes, it's Billy Redcap.
Yeah, there is something to be said for that.
And the Red Cat say. It's Billy and the Red Cats.
I understand that this being the first title and on the PS1, that was a technical problem that they made an artistic choice to not do. But I wish more games would. I wish they would bring back turn-based RPGs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Octopath Traveler has been getting some popularity, and I think...
I will say this,
Yeah.
Triangle Story is a better, because it plays very much like Final Fantasy Tactics, which was a gem of my childhood. I own. Also, Octopath, I own it outright. I have at least 10 hours into it at this moment of trying to get to everybody. The only person I could seek relative teeth into was Hunter. She was the only one. Everything else, I was just like, meh. The game plays solid without the original patches, because I have it on mobile since, Big Rig.
Yeah.
It played solid out of the box for like a solid 3 months. And when I finally got an update on it,
To the best of my knowledge, this is the first stream where we've ever had someone live inside their rig.
Yes. It's
yeah,
appropriate.
this is my home away from home.
So,
Oh, gentlemen, I have a question for you in late game.
mhm.
Have you ever had an all-monster party?
Near all monster, of course, your main character has to be main charactery.
Oh, that's right. He can't be replaced even in random NPC battles,
Also,
like this one.
sorry, Helos, I just had Whack Daddy throw a stone at you for gaining experience.
I do that kind of thing on the regular.
Is this one of the games where if you steal from your allies, you actually get experience from it as well?
Yes, if you You can gain experience from harming your allies and the like.
Okay, it's completely valid as long as you revive them or heal them after.
So, Rail says, I require that you gain a chocobo and name it after me. Storm,
How did he
I'm
know
going
my
to-
plan?
No, so what's going to happen is you will do this only if he puts on the goddamn sombrero.
Oh, that's tempting. But no, he's made a challenge already. If we can get 100 followers by tomorrow night's stream, he'll put on the sombrero.
That's not
I
going
beg
to
your
happen.
pardon, what are we at already?
We are at 72.
Okay, Billy Big Rig's going to freak out politely for a second here and go, what the absolute fluff?
What do you mean?
We've been active for 2 weeks.
Well, I
Yes.
mean, we do have the benefit of having a community behind us as we start up. Now, sadly,
Oh
Rail,
yeah, that's right.
sadly,
I
Rail,
completely
this will
forgot
not.
about that.
Yeah, sadly, Rail, this will not be the chocobo that becomes you, as we don't have the means of capturing animal characters yet. But
Isn't that what, chapter 2?
we could do it as early as chapter 1, but I would have to do a lot of grinding. And we
I thought you needed a specific class for
Yeah,
that.
it's called well, in this it's called Orator. In the original, it was called Mediator.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot all
However,
about that.
there is also a free chocobo that you get in Chapter 2 named Boko, though I do believe you can rename him.
You can rename him. I kept him the plane, and he was the best of boy ever.
Yes, Boko is a good choco.
All of a sudden, I kind of want a chocobo partnered with my character, just called the chocobo Peterbilt.
Well, chocobos were my explanation for how you did cavalry when I was running my Brony D&D games. Because it's like, well, ponies can't ride ponies into battle. No, they ride chocobos.
Wait a minute.
I just want to take a minute.
Stop,
I just want to take a minute.
stop. No, stop. I just heard the
Same.
word Brony
Same, and-
D&D game.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and we had chocobos as cavalry. Baroni's riding chocobos.
No,
as cavalry.
ponies riding
We're both-
chocobos.
Yes, we understand this, but still, me and
I-
Rick are on the same page at the moment. We're both like, wait, what? Back up, rewind. Hello, please let's explore this.
My brain just did like a complete halt and catch fire on that one.
Mhm.
So I need to explore this slightly. Do all ponies use their mouths to manipulate an item, or do they use some sort of magic field to mage hand everything within a radius of themselves?
We kind of go with cartoon logic, so I'd say it's the latter, though if we're going with Fallout Equestria, they did have to use a ligature in their mouth to fire their guns, which would be mounted on their saddle. It was called a battle saddle.
If that's the case, then they could just simply had it rigged up by a wire and a bike mount. Quite literally, you know, the harness that you normally humans would put into their horse.
Yeah,
Or into the mount
that's
of the horse?
basically what they have in Fallout Equestria.
I have so many questions.
We are exploring these questions
I-
within reason.
Okay.
By Brony law, do they have any kind of hooves, or is it like the cartoonish roundish limb that just has nondescript legs?
Typically but they are considered to have hooves. The hooves are more present on, say, larger ponies like Big Mac or Shining
Yes.
Armor.
I'm
I-
referring specifically to the 90s or late 2000s era. Oh, late 90s, early 2000s. That era of My Little Pony.
Okay, so that
Magical
era,
Adventure.
they do, I think, technically have hooves, but
By my memory, I don't remember them having anything other than just a generalized single color legs. I'm not doubting you or questioning
yeah.
you.
So the justification.
I'm only been
yeah.
experienced to this cartoon.
So because there was an episode, I believe, where they painted their hooves, they by dialogue have hooves. Whether those are hooves in practice
What
is
we see on screen.
yeah.
Yes. Understood. We are on the same page.
Yes.
I
And slowly
I-
Whacker's brain is just like, the fuck?
I
I'm actually not against the pony brony whole D&D thing. That's actually kind of neat and cute, as long as you don't go into the 5% of the fan base.
We're not,
and that's all I'm going to say on that moment.
We're not going
gonna
into
stop this
clop pop territory.
That's why I'm specifically saying we're not going to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
however,
now we're in the territory.
Otherwise,
Dang it, guys.
However,
yeah.
The whole of the 2000s cartoon, going back to that, I actually don't mind some of the dialogue.
Yeah.
I personally didn't like the dragon, not by the character. I just thought he was a little annoying, but I understood why he was
the
there.
voice.
Well, he was the little brother character.
I knew why he was there. I knew why he was wrote the same way he was, because he was basically me growing up, because I'm the middle child in my trio.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I want to say for both Misfit and Whacker's sake is that we're not going to get into the that aforementioned 5% because otherwise the Eclopolis begins.
Not
Oh
only
my
that,
God.
it's not stream safe.
Oh
That's why.
my god.
Suck it!
Oh my god.
So, if we were going to ad-lib a brony commercial for the Ox, or at least your stream, what would the overall theme be?
Right now.
One of those days, I should have just stayed in bed.
I would have done it for the Facebook group, the Brony Rifle Association.
What is
No,
their standard
stop.
rifle?
The name of the Twitch channel. Stop.
Something about TrishCon?
What?
TrishCon. Is that a rifle brand?
What?
I don't know my rifling. Something about the type of bullet.
Oh no, we are going to talk about okay, I'm gonna have to ask us to stop because that is something that will get us in trouble.
Oh wait,
So-
Really?
oh right.
Yes.
Gun talk on Twitch is a
Twitch.
bit of yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
okay.
Cookie.
Never mind.
Stop.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
no, like, we
apologize.
can talk about guns in a generic sense, but getting into like
Specifics.
yeah,
Because that's a brand thing, and now we're stepping into a grounds we got to stay away from it.
yeah.
What about
Okay.
I will say
magical
this.
rainbow guns?
Oh, okay, then
For any of our wonderful viewers who happen to be convention goers, I can't see your chat right now. I'm very sorry. I am currently on the move, but it's been a fun day. Except I learned all my friends have stopped coming to conventions. So sad.
That's
Sad.
because you've been
On-
hogging all the cat girls.
It's not my fault.
On a
It's not my fault. I'm like cat
on a-
with them.
yeah.
on a happy note, or happier note, but on the same thing as Misfit here, I'm unfortunately behind the wheel of an active truck, so I'm not going to be hands-on anything. However, I do have Storm Song playing, but I only look at it every maybe 3 seconds at best.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get within X amount of miles of Atlanta so I can find easy parking for the night, and so I don't have to drive through Atlanta near 5 o'clock.
Oh, so you're not a complete masochist. Got it.
I mean,
No, this doesn't deliver until Monday. This doesn't deliver until Monday, so I'm gonna park within something like 500 miles of delivery, so I can just get up tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, and just go toot toot. Anyone near me? Negative.
Yay!
It makes us happy
It does.
because we're all 10
yeah,
inside.
It makes me happy.
Is Rail? So whoever can look at the chat, is Rail in the chat right now?
Rail is in the
Yes, he
chat.
is.
Rail, I have
Hi,
to go
Rail.
pictures.
What does that say again?
The thing he told me to get pictures for from the anime convention.
Can
Many
you mention
pictures.
the
of Pokemon.
thing?
I can, but it's that thing of no one needs to see what I have.
True.
Could you possibly DM it to me, please?
It's not that kind of pictures. I can technically put it in I can put it in our community chat, but
Okay.
I am behind wheel.
Convention's
yeah.
day one is just drawing
I thought you
slowly
were-
to a close.
Oh, I
So-
thought you were still at the convention floor.
50% of the
I-
people in this 50% of people in this live stream are driving. One of them is even driving a big rig.
I'm hauling
It's
47,264 pounds of lumber.
Didn't you know it's the road trip stream?
To be fair, I have contemplated on whether or not I should live stream a drive, like a straight up Norfolk day. However, as me and Stormsong found out recently that my current GoPro 7 cannot be used as a camera
Yes.
in the traditional sense. And on top of that, it also brings up a couple of legal problems. Is it technically, even with hands-free, legal to live stream while driving? I know it's been done before. I'm not worried about that part. However,
it's regarding
it's along the lines.
your company.
Yeah, it's along the lines of I drive for somebody else. Would they consider it distracted driving? By my personal standards,
Yes.
I would fully agree it'd be distracted driving, trying to stream a full day, even though it's been planned out, while driving, even if you don't have your hands on it. However, what we're currently doing of just live chatting, it's like a video call at best. So,
At worst, it's an audio call.
Yes.
yeah, at worst, it's an audio call. Yeah, thank you for the correction.
So what we should do at some point, breakdown, when we do eventually meet up, you should give me a shot at driving the big rig.
What we should do
Legally
is...
speaking, I wish I bloody well could.
No.
Legally speaking, I bloody well wish I could. However, there are 4 things that stop me. 1, you actually need a semi-truck Class A learner's permit. And that requires several things in advance.
I'll
You can
print one
technically
out.
just get the learner's... No, you have to go to the DOT. You have to pass, I think, 3 tests and go to the DOT.
I'm being
Air brakes,
sarcastic.
combinations, and big rig. It's actually really cheap just to get the learner's permit. To get certified, that's a different category. It's a whole different can of worms. 3, I don't own the truck. I drive for somebody else. And 4, I don't want to get fired.
We don't want you to get fired, man. We don't want to hear
I'd rather-
coming live from Breakdown from the cardboard box from the freeway.
Yes.
In all
Yeah,
seriousness,
especially
though,
since
I drove a stick shift for like 10 years. It's not news to me.
Oh
but
no, this is
understand.
automatic. It's not that. It's not even that. They're all automatics now, and it absolutely hurts. And I mean that in the literal sense of the word. It actually hurts.
That physically hurts me to hear you say that.
I missed the 15 speed I had with the previous company. However, that company was a micromanager out to hell and back, so I left them within 30 days.
That sounds horrible.
I'm not talking about work.
Yeah. Now, that said, if we do have a meetup at some point, what we really need to do is a Ponies and Dragons campaign.
You'll probably
Okay,
see
I
me
hate-
come
I
up
hate-
with
I
an
hate
air horn
this.
in one hand, cat ears in the other, and the Irby horde in my other hand.
Okay. So, Storm, I hate you mentioning that for one reason.
What?
I've seen those happens.
Sir, I have 5 companies worth of Irby sitting in a nice Citadel box behind me.
What I'm hearing is it's ponies and Irbies.
That would be Storm Song's army. Mine
Yes.
is just mostly Irbies and Marauders.
Yeah.
Wait,
I have
isn't there a... Those in chat I need to know, and the Whacker, I'm going to ask you to read the responses. Okay, who knows what clan Hell Horses uses for their main battle mech? I need to know now.
If
The only person in chat
Okay.
appears to be Rail.
okay, so I'm going to introduce something that's going to make Misfit a little bit. Storm Song, do you mind?
Please don't.
By all means.
Had a rough day,
Please
man.
look up the Horse Totem Mech.
I hate you. I know what that looks like.
Oh, fine. Hold on.
Thank you, Wrecker.
Whacker.
I'm doing it. Hold on. Jesus.
I said thank you.
Also, heads up. I have acquired an actual D100 made of metal.
This too is excellent.
What
That
in
is
the
a-
How big is
fuck am I looking at?
You are
What-
looking at the
what
BattleTech
the
Universe My Little Pony quad mech.
fuck am I looking at?
What you are looking at, sir, is glory.
So,
I
Storm Song.
got for your honor.
Storm Song, back on the game for a second, because I'm
Yes.
ADHD as hell. What is your personal opinion on doing 100% of every job?
That is what happens when Storm Song suffers from a very severe case of obsessive compulsive disorder, and it has happened, and I don't recommend it.
It
Well, I
hurts.
mentioned this because the last 3 times I've replayed this game, I have had that impulse, and that impulse has been so strong, I've actually completed the damn thing. However, I did not get all of the jobs. I only did 100% of what I currently have access to. It wasn't until much later when I get my 3rd playthrough that I realized that you have to unlock each individual job by going through all of the separate jobs leading up to it.
All right, which one of you assholes made me Google this horse abomination?
That would be
thing?
breakdown.
That would be the Happy Billy truck driver.
I'm going to kick you in the balls.
Then I guess you're not getting a named commander mech for the army.
Oh my god. What? Who came up with this? Who
That was something from before my age. Sorry, yeah, it was technically before my age because I was born in '87. Look at the timestamp on that. Oh, and gentlemen, you mentioned before, what was that slower Irby? It was the plasma Irby.
Wait, the plasma Irby?
It is a plasma rifle Irby, according to Sarna.
Yes.
This is a 65-ton mech. Quadrupedal frontline omni-mech produced by Clan Hell's Horses.
Called it. So, Misfit, you said what was one of their mechs, right?
Ugh.
You're welcome.
Hold on. I'm going to complete the circle here. Breakdown.
Thank you.
Copy image. Find Misfit. Where's Misfit? Here's Misfit. Okay, I sent the picture to Misfit.
DM me your 3 colors for your 1 Irby.
No, I get a lance. I get a lance.
No one gets a lance.
I
Quite
want
literally. There are going to be 9 companies and 9 named Irbies. There's going to be 3. Basically, I'm going to the same tier list overall for a battalion. You'll have your commander, sergeant major, whoever's in, the 3rd wheel for the battalion level. Your general, lieutenants. You'll have your platoon leaders, which I'm considering that 1 commander in every company. And then after that, it's just the general horde.
Now, Breakdown, you said you were going towards a mage build?
Monk mage.
Okay, so monk mage, so yeah, we will go for the longsword on him.
No, we were gonna make Breakdown
Okay.
the Geomancer.
Well, that's
No.
Be aware.
I mean,
Pain will be inflicted shortly.
I mean, Geomancer is going to be part of him becoming a monk anyways, so.
Okay. What was that, Misfit? Was that the pain threat from me showing you the cursed thing?
No, this is first image because here's the thing: the image doesn't load on my phone, so I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Oh. Well, look
More
forward
on the lines of where breakdown. I'm gonna send you some shit. Oh, how depressing it is here.
Put it in the breakdown, invite only.
I'm not in that.
I need to fix that.
Probably.
I
I don't think I'm
I
in
will-
that either.
Oh, I just found out somebody left, but that's a can of worms for a different day.
Yep. Do you know what else is a can of worms?
A can of worms?
This Arrow 4 Irby?
Delta Green with ponies.
I'm
Continue.
gonna ask you to stop.
I don't actually have anything for that one. I just felt like yanking Misfits chain.
You know what else
I'm gonna
is?
ask you-
You know what else is the same thing, Storm?
Was.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, they don't sponsor us, but we
Raid
wish
Shadow
they did.
Perny. Raid Shadow Perny.
Why
So,
are you just
for the
beating
group-
up? No,
You're
Storm.
welcome.
He's beating up on all these poor defenseless chickens and gremlin things.
Okay, first of all, that chicken is about 7 feet tall, and I want you to imagine the beak power of such a creature.
Yeah, I know. It's like a terror bird. I know what it is.
No,
Gentlemen.
it's not like it's not that it's like one. It is one. Heads up. Also, Chocobo chicken is amazing.
Gentlemen, 30 seconds, please.
Yes.
You have the talking
For-
stick.
For those who don't know, the UM-R93 is an Irby made in 3130 by the Capellans Dark Age. And at Dark Age era upgrades, it carries itself a plasma rifle, an ER medium laser, and an ER small laser, because you can't shit on shit. Additionally, it carries 12 tons of hard armor, which will make the Stomech even slower. It literally reads, I lost my line. 12 tons of hardened armor, which, while making it as tough as many medium mechs, reduces its already slow speed even slower.
Aren't you supposed to be driving right now?
I took a 5-10 minute break.
And remember, everyone, stay hydrated.
Yeah, be sure and have a few beers before you get back on the breakdown.
Don't read while driving.
We do not
Wait,
endorse
wait,
drinking
wait,
before
wait,
driving.
Wait, heads up. Okay, so for what you do, because there's a bar at the con. Please do not encourage this today.
Misfit, I got one for you. This happened to me at the
No.
last FableCon. Have you ever been accused of accidentally pulling off a cosplay?
Yes.
I have a story
Every
as
time
well.
I
Would
show
you
up.
like to go first?
Not really, because mine involved. I'm not allowed to talk about it.
I
It's
will
not so much illegal
question you
as
about
so
this
much as I will
Later.
violate Twitch. 'Cause
Again,
this is-
I will
no,
talk about it
you've
later.
heard this story. So you've heard this story. Remember
Again,
amazing
again,
power?
moving along. Moving along.
Yep.
Since you can't talk about it here, I'll ask you about it later. However,
Yep.
my quick end. I was in a
Oh, breakdown, you've gone a bit robotic.
You're cutting out breakdown.
Como arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Indistinct screaming noises.
Oh,
Indistinct
fun
noises in
fact,
general.
90% of the time,
Sorry, breakdown. You were cutting out a lot there, so we didn't hear a word you said except for the very last two.
We just heard the re.
oh no. No, I noticed that because you guys come in perfectly fine on my end. Anytime I lose signal.
Okay. We will be mindful of this. But only for so long.
Yeah, no, I was in a beard club until recently. I was in a full-on suit. I had a purple long-sleeve shirt rolled up to my elbows. I had a vest on that I just acquired and had prepped, and everything was pressed. My black slacks were all prim and proper, polished my shoes and crap. I'm walking around the con with a nice full cut beard that's been straightened and everything else. I'm as immaculate as I could physically be. someone flags me down as I'm handing out flyers for an after party and asks me, am I dressing up as Joseph Seed?
Well, yeah.
As in the leader.
You look like Joseph Seed.
Yeah, they asked me straight up. I was like, sir, are you doing a cosplay by chance? And I just look at the guy who's dressed up as a zombie for their comic, and I'm like, no? Why? And give him the sus look. My wife and I had an argument that you've been dressed up as Joseph Seed this entire time. At this moment, I was just finishing playing through Far Cry 5. And my brain went, no. In fact, I kind of find that slightly insulting. Why? And he just gestures towards my outfit. You're missing the Bible, and that's it.
Yep.
I look down, curse to myself politely, and immediately ask, does anybody have a white book like Joseph Seed?
Okay, so let me edit my story a little bit. My story comes down to this. Who remembers Supernatural?
Somewhat. I
yeah.
never was a big fan of it.
I watched all the way through it.
So, if I trim my beard back and I just let it be a 5 o'clock shadow, I end up looking like Dean Winchester a lot, or at least I used to.
Mm-hmm.
It ticks people off a lot. I got many things happen as a result of that. But when I go to conventions, I like to wear my jean jacket because it's comfortable and I have more pockets. And good luck finding the wallet. So what ended up happening is a bunch of fangirls would follow me around the entire fucking con. Sorry for the language, but that's the best way to put it. It's like, you don't know who you are. What are you doing? I confronted them on that once. It's like, are you dressed as Dean Winchester? Dean Winchester, you know. No, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. That made me go look up the show, and it's like, oh god, no.
Yep. That's one of those shows that I swear it was designed with Netflix and chill in mind, because it's just violent enough to keep men's attention, but it's also about these wounded, distant, yet also vulnerable young men.
If we're talking about soldiers at the hospital, these dudes will have a lot of mental trauma.
I mean, that too.
So, Supernatural. To put it nicely, the two main characters of the entire show are just are a case study in PTSD.
Yep.
Oh, they absolutely are.
And then,
for reference material, I posted my accidental cosplay in chat.
Ooh. One day I will be set up to show memes during stream.
The only modification was I rolled my sleeves, and that was it.
I will say I am disappointed that there is no D&D going on at this convention, sadly. But I will say I like the fact that I have a 5 pound D100 now. I can roll on death.
Yes.
Are you stationary?
I am currently, yes.
Why? Given though that Breakdown's current Discord name is Lord Death, I'm just imagining him lying there flat on his back and you're rolling dice on him.
Nah.
That's more I roll D100s when people actually come after me.
So, for reference, Lord Death is actually a moniker I gave myself over a decade ago at this point. Yep. It was my original online name for Xbox 360 back when I finally went online. It's a breakdown of two different things. Lord, quite literally, is the title. Death is a reference to Soul Eater. Put those two words together from the TV show.
I see.
Yes.
It wasn't originally meant to be edgy. That's why Lord was capitalized. I was trying to break up the different two words. You would not believe how many people thought it was Lord of Death for almost 7 years.
Oh yeah, and those who don't know, those who are watching, but are just not in the call or are part of our
5
streams or
people
stuff.
are.
Pictures will be thrown into the Ox eventually about what I have at the end of the weekend.
Yes.
About all the fun stuff I've seen. Preview for those who are in our abs.
Yes.
And with
My
that, I
belly
must
is a
bid
little
you
too
all adieu.
round to be. Yeah. My
I must
belly
bid
is
you
a
adieu.
little too round. I have fixed it.
Okay. I bid you all adieu. It is time for me to go, hopefully
Please?
not break myself.
Don't break yourself.
Misfit, give me a D. Misfit, give me a roll of the D100 to see how
Oh,
you're
God,
gonna go.
I will destroy something. Holy shit. 1 second, let me go find a flat
I
surface.
would also like a roll, please.
It's a metal
Roll.
D100. No, not again.
Roll for initiative.
What'd you roll?
1 second, I gotta find a flat. I gotta make a flat surface.
The floor.
That's not flat. I'm on a hill. 1.
Your hotel is on a hill?
I'm not in a hotel. I'm in the parking lot. I
Oh,
rolled
you
a 3.
might just. Oh, well. The roll set was 95.
The roll was a 3.
I understood.
Okay, what happened?
Nothing. I was wanting you to roll high.
Why do you wish for
Basically-
that thing to me?
Because on a D100, the success mark is near 100.
No, it's actually backwards on the D100.
Whatever.
It depends on what system you're using.
Are we using D20 system or are we using Dark Heresy system?
I've never played Dark Heresy.
Dark Heresy means roll under.
Which means the lower
Hello.
the number, the better.
Hello, DOT station. What do you want me to do today?
Okay, so with it being re-rolled, 96 for you breakdown, and the next one, 16 for you whacker.
God damn it.
You may have a hot, mysterious stranger knock on your front door tonight.
I'm not at the hotel. That's the problem here.
That's not what I said, though, but I meant what I said.
It will have a glorious beard and smell like truck oil.
If he fucking
I
shows
mean it-
up here, he's just gonna get beard. I'm gonna tell him to go home. That's how
Speaking
this
of,
whole
we still-
breakdown at that point.
We still on for this summer?
Yeah, if everything pans out like it should. I'm supposed to
Yeah.
be dragged somewhere by family at some point.
We're talking like what, June, July-ish, kind of.
June or July, yeah.
That
Alright.
might actually line up with me visiting my sister, and since she's in North Carolina.
Oh, God
Oh my
damn it. We need to
God.
get the guys involved.
Get
I'm
everyone
gonna be
involved.
I'm gonna be the only one who doesn't like a beard.
I'm
I mean,
growing mine, so.
I have a kind of pathetic beard because it only grows in one spot, but my hair makes up for it.
I dislike. I admire my brothers who grow their glorious ass ZZ Top beards, but personally, I do not like facial hair on myself.
Indeed.
I did challenge myself one day. I just went, fluff it. We're growing a beard. I was
Also,
like, why? Just
if I-
because.
if I did do it, it would be depressing as shit because it would be almost totally white.
Are you of the Snow White age?
I mean, I'm not that old, but I'm going gray a bit early, so
I'm known in my family of going pure white by 40. I'm 35, and I got a couple of strands of beard already.
see, my facial hair is almost completely white.
I will
But-
say this, though. If I go snowbird before I turn 40, you will absolutely see me change my hair color.
No, I think you're going to be cursed Santa Claus, is what you're going to be.
I'm already cursed Santa Claus.
I mean, like, visual representation of cursed Santa Claus kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I'm skinny. Yes, I know what you mean.
Cursed Santa Claus.
The breakdown is being a shithead.
Okay, so we're gonna take a short bio break because the Storm Song is very needing to go potty, like a big boy.
Remember, pee is stored in the toilet.
And the
Not
Pokemon
the
are
bucket.
stored in the balls.
Yes, they are. And you made a great representation of that.
Time to find out what to buy.
I gotta go find me some lot lizards.
Oh hell no! Don't even talk about that. That's not funny. That's
Yeah,
not
it is.
funny.
Why?
Basically, that stereotype with the job and Peoples of the Night. And about a decade ago, they cleaned them all up to the point that you don't actually see them anymore, on average.
Really?
Hello.
Hello!
Why?
We are in the middle of a bio break.
Okay, well, be a little odd for me to put in here, but I'll stick around. Mostly because I got nothing better to do.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I forgot about the character thing and told just now.
What character thing?
Your D&D text-based thing.
Oh, that thing. Yes.
Yeah.
I sent you my colors. Breakdown. It's Nuln oil, pink, and purple highlights.
Alrighty.
Cool.
The Storm Song has returned. Let's see.
We have been invaded.
Invaded by who?
We lost the Misfit and gained a wild Chinu.
Mostly because I got nothing better to do. Nobody can pronounce my name right.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I
Sure
forgot
enough.
about the character thing and I
That
chose
closer.
not to.
What character thing?
I choose not to.
Chirinu?
Sure enough.
That's
De
what I
Bergerac.
said.
Or I not knew.
Chirpy Doo.
Okay. Hey, Shernu. We are playing some Final Fantasy Tactics. The War of the Lions.
Alright, not
The
familiar
good
with
one.
that.
So, Final Fantasy Tactics was the original release. War of the Lions was the remaster of it done in 2007. And unlike most Final Fantasies, which are typically kind of, you know, flighty
Meh.
and fanciful and whimsical, this is a very dark, angry Shakespearean game.
Oh no.
So,
It's a wonderful game, in all seriousness.
yes.
Also, hello, Internet, because I believe we're on the aux.
Yes, yes, we are. Okay, we're...
I am too close to Atlanta. I
I
don't like
recommend
this.
you avoid Atlanta.
What's
It's
wrong
also
with Atlanta?
think of your ultimate. Think of.
Okay, we're gonna do one more battle
Coruscant.
with... Yeah. We're gonna do one
Think
more battle
Coruscant
with...
at 5 o'clock
yeah.
traffic.
We're gonna do one more grinding battle with our boys.
Chicken
here.
murder?
Yep,
Chicken murder?
some more chicken
Ah,
murder.
so it's just a case of nobody knows how to drive. Gotcha.
No,
Often.
quite literally, the Coruscant traffic is literal. Coruscant traffic has less traffic than Atlanta
I
at 5
recommend
o'clock.
you avoid Atlanta.
As I said, nobody knows how to drive.
It's
Wrong
also
with
6
Atlanta.
You'll never sing the
think
same
of
if
your
your teeth ain't
ultimate-
your own.
think of.
Okay, we're gonna do one more battle
Coruscant.
with... Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's
I-
technically true.
Okay. Actually, no, we don't need to buy anything right now, so... I'm gonna... Actually, we're gonna save so that Stormsong doesn't lose all of his progress. Like an idiot!
Save!
Save often.
Yes, those old 2001 games where they didn't autosave.
Yes.
I was playing video games back in the 90s when it wasn't freaking cool.
I wasn't born yet then, so, you know. Feel old. Wahahaha.
Sir, I got gray in my beard already at 35. I already feel old.
I understand. I don't mean to be mean. It's just, you know.
Oh, don't get it twisted. My family goes apparently full white by 40.
Mhm.
It happens to most of us.
My family apparently peppers.
I don't know. I think my family is just crazy.
I mean, that's possible.
That seems to be the most consistent thing throughout my family.
Behold, the undead!
Some level of crazy.
Okay,
Behold
so...
the what?
Yeah. Hopefully this satisfies your desire, Whacker, to not see chicken murder.
I mean, no. It's just that they're poor defenseless chickens. The undead gremlin murder thing is fine.
Yes.
I'm more interested in when you eventually capture the bomb class enemy.
Yeah,
And I
that's
get to
that's
explode
gonna
all the time.
that's gonna be a couple sessions before we see that. Okay, we're not gonna play stupid games on this one because this is actually probably a meaningfully.
Well, if you don't play stupid games, how the heck are you supposed to win stupid prizes?
Believe me, by being here, my character might well be winning stupid prizes.
I mean, I for one enjoy stupid prizes myself. I don't know about everybody else, but
If my heckling gets, like...
No, dude,
let
heckle.
me know.
Heckle away. I'm just grinding right now.
Grinding on what, sir?
Nothing wrong.
The bones of my enemies.
See, that's not
yes,
nearly
this
as
map.
attractive as grinding on, like, other people.
I mean, my enemies are other people.
Too much.
Sir, do you have the Timber app?
Timber?
The what?
what?
It's a play on words for replace the T with the G.
Oh.
Do you have the Timber app, sir?
I can't say
I
that
can
I
neither
do.
confirm nor deny.
I think what you have is the Pants Goblin. He's here to take your pants.
Ah, yes. The cousin to the ever-infamous Gene Stealer.
Yes.
Ugh.
I think he was actually the ancestor of the Gene Stealer. The Pants Goblin came first in the evolutionary tree.
Yes.
Therefore, Final Fantasy Tactics Lion War is in the past of the 40k universe.
Okay. Okay. We're just gonna go with that.
Nonsense.
That's,
We all love it.
that's great.
Oh,
Remember,
that actually might be interesting. A Dark Souls clone, but it's in the 40k universe.
you see that I could see that working
Oh, no.
because 40k and Dark Souls have some pretty similar philosophies when it comes to like making people miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but who is going to attack them? We already know the Gene Stealers are involved if we're going to add that kind of difficulty.
Well, hypothetically, that could be what the new Space Marine video game that's coming out soon is going to be. Less a hack and slash and more a Dark Souls clone.
Indeed.
Which could be fitting. It's just I don't like Dark Souls games.
They're not for everyone.
Yeah, no, they're too difficult for me.
I went through the first one, and I think I'm glad I did, but then it was just like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, no, I am not. I know me, I am not putting myself through that level of frustration.
Yeah.
I do not wish to die 500 times.
It's kind of like watching those, like,
Now, if it had
People-
a difficulty slider that said, okay, this is for people who want to experience the world building,
Hmm.
then, yeah, I would play it. Even though it's
Oh,
kinda
yes.
clunky.
Ah, yes, Phantom Pain's chicken hat. Want to play on easy mode? They give you a chicken hat when you activate this mode.
I mean, yeah.
And it's not an option to remove it that I'm aware of, but you get a chicken hat.
Do play stealth games pretty good. I do like stealth games.
Now, is this a purpose-built stealth game, or a game that had stealth elements forced upon it for arbitrary reasons?
I have played both Splinter Cell and the Far Cry series in complete stealth. Though Far Cry is more an interesting take of, is this a first-person shooter with stealth elements? Or is this a stealth game that allows you to go loud really quickly?
Very much the former. Stealth in the Far Cry games is laughable.
So here's a fun fact. The undead don't like healing.
Yes. That is canon.
How dare
and I
they?
also like the Assassin's Creed games. That's just me. Only played 2 and 4, but you know. I like them.
I tried to play the first one with only doing stealth kills on every named target. It was forced to end when I found the dude on the platform where you physically have to come up on stage. But everybody else before him, I was able to just walk up to from a crowd and just stab him in the heart and walk back into the crowd.
It's nice of the goblins to give me all this room.
I love the fact in the first game, you can just, Altair can just walk around the city, find random monks, and just start walking in line and everybody lose track of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one of the downshots with the whole, like, uniform that they ended up putting in every Assassin's Creed game, because, like, the whole point was that Altair was in disguise.
Yeah.
Pretending to be a monk.
It makes less sense as time went on.
Well, yeah, because if you look like an assassin, which they all did, you're not really doing your job correctly.
Hey, look!
They sort of fixed this in the one that was in London, kinda?
Syndicate?
At least, yeah. I just remember the visual look of, yeah, that's Victorian cloak. That's less assassin-y. Edgy teenager look.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't like Syndicate all that much. I never finished it.
I never played it. I am just going based purely off of the visual representation.
Yeah, Syndicate was one of those ones where, like, it had some okay stuff in it, but, like, by that point, Assassin's Creed had stopped being even, like, remotely interesting to me, because it was no longer, like, historically anything.
I hear the two newest ones, the Egyptian one and the Greek one, were kind of like light RPGs rather than stealth games.
Yeah, they're kind of like modern era games where they're basically like, here's a live service model.
Yeah, the thing there was, and I really didn't like it, was that, what's it called? They stopped, like, if those games were called something else, I would have been fine with them. But, like, it just no longer felt like, you know, the same world of...
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it no longer felt like Altair and Ezio and the others. You know, like, it
that
just...
fun
yeah.
mashup of characters.
Well, not just the characters,
I have always
but
said...
the world didn't feel as immersive, it didn't feel as real. I mean, if I wanted to play Skyrim, I'd play Skyrim.
I have always said...
Creed Valhalla, or whatever the hell we're on now.
Yeah.
I have always said
World War I Assassin's Creed went.
You've always said what, Breakdown?
Again, gentlemen, I've always said Assassin's Creed stopped being fun when they killed off Desmond.
You know, strangely enough, I think that's true, because as much as people didn't like Desmond, he was a grounding element to the story.
And there was just something about his storyline that just makes things fun. I was hoping and praying for a Desmond full playthrough. Like, he finally went through all of these lifetimes, literally living their lives in certain elements and playing them for probably hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're now a fully trained assassin. You may not have the physical build since you spent most of your time on basically on a VR bed.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, be like, okay, cool. One transition later, it's now 1 year past the last dive. Desmond's now a fully trained freaking assassin. And for some reason, he has the presence of Altair, but he walks like Abitori Alba.
Ezio.
Albatori.
Ezio.
Albatori. Thank you. Yeah, he has the presence of Altair, but he walks like a Ezio Albatori, which is freaking amazing. I was like, yes, let's do the thing. And then we got Desmond sacrificing himself.
Yeah, and then, like, I think the alien stuff would have been fine if they had, what do you call it? If they had left it more mysterious.
Yeah, I probably would have been happier with it too.
Because, like, by giving us all the answers, they took away the mystique of it. They took away, like, any further...
Yes, it's just like the classical midi-chlorians problem that
it's the midi-chlorians problem. Like, in some ways, it's not quite as bad as the midi-chlorians because it didn't just take away the mystery. Midi-chlorians also took away actually a specific key aesthetic point, which was the mysticism.
Anybody might be. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
anybody might be the next Jedi.
Yeah.
So that's how I like to think of it. I like to ignore the midi-chlorians and go, yeah, anybody could have been.
Like, I had a friend who actually came up with a pretty good explanation around the midi-chlorians, which was they don't connect you to the Force, they just happen to gather on Force-sensitive people.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. They're a thing unique to the Star Wars galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a random ADHD-filled brain thought about Star Wars. Are there Force-sensitive cows? Normal Earth cows?
I mean,
not,
if there are, we can then reproduce Sanguinox from Super Florence.
I miss that campaign. It was quite literally just ADHD-filled antics in a nutshell.
It was Meth, the campaign.
Oh yeah, Florida meth. The dude who was filled and fueled by literal super liquid meth.
Yeah. So, I didn't win any stupid prizes, thankfully, but that battle ended with 3 of my guys down, 1 of my guys halfway down, and the other one still mostly up. So that's why I didn't do any stupid things that time around.
Alrighty.
Okay, so...
This talk of Star Wars has me interested in writing up a character who's like a fake Mandalorian. Somebody who's heard the stories of the Mandalorians and tries to use that credibility to boost his reputation as a bounty hunter. And then
I can see it.
Encounter actual Mandalorians and be like, oh, so this is how it's actually supposed to go down. Alright.
Okay.
And then have a genuine learning curve from somebody who doesn't know what a Mandalorian really is to, oh, okay, I think I understand.
Okay, so we are now going to actually change Whack Daddy's job to chemist for the time being. Oh wait, no, we don't need to. We can change Whack Daddy to White Mage.
But do I still get to make meth?
Oh yes, you get to make the meth that makes us like super powerful. No, I'm trying to figure out. I need to remember the job class tree here. Orator. I am not using Google. I know this from memory. None of you can accuse me of not knowing this.
Huh? I don't know what's going on. Yes.
Okay, so we need to be Mystic level 3, and Mystic requires us to be White Mage level 3. Okay, cool. So yeah, White Mage is the correct direction.
Okay, this is getting complicated.
It's one of those games.
It's one of those games.
yes, the 90s, when we weren't trying to appeal to literally everybody with video games, and so decided to make our games as absurdly, requiring wikis as much as possible, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, Whacker, since... Okay, you know what? No, that's a dumb question. Would be fire. Of course it would be.
Obviously, that's a bad question.
So next, we need to...
You do the thing. That does the thing. To do the thing again.
There's going to be a lot of that.
That's what I'm getting out of it, anyway.
Quite possibly. Oh, you know what? No, he's going to go to Squire for a bit. Somebody's making noises.
No.
I am backing up a trailer.
Ah. Okay. I want you guys to quickly start texting, or not texting, DMing other people from the Aux to bully them into coming to watch the stream, because I want Rail to wear that sombrero tomorrow.
Oh, he's gonna wear it. It's gonna happen. I will drive to the Midwest and make this shit happen if I have to.
There will be no questioning of it. Hey, Breakdown, guess what?
1 second.
I'm backing up my truck.
You've just been knighted.
The Holy Night of Breakdown?
Yes.
He just ran over something.
Nope. That would have been a very loud expletive.
Okay, let's see what Claudia has learned.
I have...
There's nobody around right now.
Yeah.
Nope, I am doing work things.
Well, I'm looking for people to bully, but
Yes.
I have
People
4 hours
are-
left of my day. I am...
I'm old and I don't like to do these things. And yes.
Okay, you know what? She's gonna take some time as a squire, too. And then a Halos is... the thing I wanted him to learn, so now Halos is good to continue in the direction I want him to go, which is... Black Mage. And it is him, so fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, fire. Fire. Fire.
Can I park at the local Walmart?
I don't know. Can you?
So it looks like those...
about to-
Yeah.
We cannot.
We are going to just remove Philip's equipment and dismiss him. That's right,
Why are
being...
you dismissing him?
Because we haven't been using him, and he's now like a level 1 in level 4 group. And basically we're going to have to make room some point, anyways. So
You could always send them on missions if it's still available.
that's not until like chapter 4, or no, chapter 3.
I thought it was 2.
It might be 2, but it's definitely not chapter 1, and they also are just taking up my ability to customize. So, goodbye to them. I never knew them.
How long have I been muted?
Since the sun first rose in the west.
Because I have been trying to say witty comments and getting nothing. Whoops.
It's
like,
okay.
I thought this would be like the Pokemon method of throwing the dude out in front and then like throwing him toward the back later, so that way he gains experience.
I mean, you could kind of do that some. Oh yes, Misfit will be pleased with his rod.
Crazy.
No.
Oh my goodness. Oh yes. Words were said.
Now we sell leftover things. We're keeping that because that may be of use to us later.
Fine, I'll just pay the parking fee. I am not happy.
Life is hard.
Free parking is hard.
Free parking almost doesn't exist anymore in trucking world. Most pilots charge me $15 to $20 per night, and they don't even give you the courtesy of a shower.
Oof.
You gotta buy the shower in addition to that, and that's an additional $15 to $20 unless you're in Jersey, and then parking goes up to almost $50. Texas has recently changed their prices from $15 to $25.
So, I did not want this battle, but it's a good testing ground for our new class setup.
I will be going AFK to do a bio break
Stormy,
and go pay for parking.
you are just so metal that you didn't choose combat. Combat chose you.
Oh my god, he's right.
Alright. You gotta replace the Final Fantasy soundtrack with a soundtrack from a different video game genre.
Let's go with Donkey Kong Country 2.
That works.
I'm trying to think of the most cursed soundtrack I've ever heard. In a video game, that is.
You could go really silly with it and get the Doom Eternal soundtrack out of there. Get heavy metal playing while you're trying to think out tactics. This totally doesn't work. I don't know, I'm just trying to keep up conversation. I'm never good with uncomfortable silences.
No, it's okay. It's kind of a lazy stream today.
It is a lazy stream today. Speaking of which, Storm, I need to BRB. I need a bio break myself. I'll be back in a few minutes here.
Bio break yourself, boy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, break yourself. All right, I'll be right back.
The use of the term bio-break is having me have questions.
It's a nice way of saying having to go potty.
Yes, I know this. It's just like, but why not just say that?
I don't know. It's culture? I don't know.
Some people don't like saying toilet, potty, John. I'm going to take a number 2. It's like telling your employer to his face, hey, I need to go take a fat expletive here. Be right back.
Yeah.
Hey, General, I can't do that right now. Why? I got the screaming squats.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
I've actually heard stories like this where dudes in Iraq just got transferred from the States on his first deployment. He just gets up from the middle of a staff meeting with the general and all of his chain of command and just runs out the door. Not walks, runs. The general looks confused and asks the group, what's wrong with him? And his friend just replies, he has the screaming squats. General goes, ah, yes, I understand, and gets right back to the meeting, and nothing was said after that.
See? People understand.
No, that was a thing in Iraq for a short bit. I heard stories a lot of people having dietary problems because either the local food or the local water source.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's fairly standard.
Think Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriot, and you just have Johnny, who is stuck underneath the drum. To be fair, Johnny was stuck underneath the toilet for most of that game's entire franchise. He was a running joke. The only time we got to see him in game do something badass was near the end of the whole game.
On that,
Guns of the Patriot.
So, brief pause. This is an important moment. This is going to be the first time Halos has gotten to burn someone with his fire, because...
Praise Zorg.
Praise Zorg.
And pass the ammunition.
And as is proper for Whacker or Whack Daddy, he whacked him with a holy staff. Praise Zorg. Praise Zorg!
Zorg be praised. Oh no, the silence.
The silence is the sound of love not being made.
I thought the silence causes violence.
It depends on the particular violence or silence in question. Praise Zorg!
Praise Zorg.
Praise Zorg, full of fuel. And this is where it's fun to start using white magic, because... Hey, now when, he gets healed...
Mm-hmm.
Then it's going to heal not just him, but the person next to him.
Okay.
As opposed to using potions, which, yeah. As opposed to, like, using potions, which are, you know, expensive, but also one person at a time kind of healing.
That's why I say it's expensive.
Yes. This game is best understood by those of you in the Ox as Battletech, but with people. Instead of mechs.
Well, you don't get healing in Battletech either.
Yes.
What do you think mechanics are?
That's post-battle. You don't get it during the battle.
Actually, there are mechanics in this game, but that's later. Because there's a group of people who can't decide if they're engineers or architects, and they're doing strange things with ancient weaponry.
Are those two things not the same?
Sorry, archaeology, not architecture. I meant to say archaeology.
Okay. Because an architect could very well be an engineer. And probably should be an engineer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, so they dig up a bunch of ancient weapons and discover this thing called a gun.
I shall defeat my enemies with the power of friendship. And this gun I found.
That's literally Mustadio's main ability.
I was kidding.
Like, he's the nice guy, and he also has a gun. Granted, it's more akin to a musket, but... Alrighty, so... Yeah, the story thus far is we are playing as a young lord who is, kind of operating his first command. He is from a very powerful noble family, and so there's a lot of expectations on him, and he doesn't know if he's ready yet. And, slowly he's going to realize that, not only is he maybe not necessarily ready in the initial, but the world he has been brought into is far crueler than he ever realized.
Oh dear.
And, as, even the people who he might sympathize with, prove, onward and onward to, dive deeper into the, insanity of extremism for their side as the middle ground very quickly begins to dissolve. He watches the upheaval of an entire kingdom.
I am trying not to give spoilers, so I'm staying quiet because there's more I could add to that.
Yes.
From what I remember, Final Fantasy is complicated.
It's typically very story-oriented.
Yes, story-oriented, but that doesn't make it any less complicated.
This is true.
Okay, I just saw the most cursed thing in the world.
Oh no.
As a gun guy, this is the most cursed thing in the world. Two AK-47s used in the form of jumper cables.
Oh, I have seen this. That is bad idea central.
And yet, it sounds so brilliant.
To be fair, it doesn't look like they have magazines, and nope, no magazines. So, I'm assuming it's empty.
That probably is a correct assumption, but be very, very careful.
Be very, very careful. We're hunting wabbits. Okay, we're gonna hold on to those for now. Okay. So that's it for grinding. We're just going to resume the normal story as per story, because story. So, last time on Dragon Ball Z, or something, our brother told us, hey, I want you to guard this castle, and then our other brother told us, hey, guarding a castle is boring, you should go and find out what the hell's going on over here.
And so what did you choose?
I went with the brother that gave me the more exciting option.
Explosion?
Explosion. So we are now investigating what has become of a missing spy, as we go to face off with what is probably the most coolly named group of rebels in a game ever, the Corpse Brigade. This is some Gundam tier shit. I said I know not of it. Do not speak false to me, I know what you've done. Where is Gustav? I will have it from you one way or another. I don't know. What of the Marquis? What have you, or where have you hidden him? Tell me! I will not ask again. Where are they? The desert? They're in the desert. The Sandarat siege. Hold! The Order's swords. My luck turns foul with the weather. Seems we did well to come here. Breakdown?
I don't know where he went.
Oh, right. He's been doing Delita's voice as a redneck, but we'll just do Delita as I actually know him to sound. Have I not seen that man before? You know him, Delita? Yes, I've seen his face, I'm sure of it. Was at Igoros just after the war's end. You'll pardon my misgivings, but this has not the look of a joyous reunion. To arms!
I have returned. What you've started a fight.
Yep, now we are back on the story. I've just remembered. That man, his name is Vigriff. He commanded the dead men during the war, a company of volunteers assembled from the peasantry. What? But that would make him... Aye, the commander of the Corpse Brigade.
How ominous.
He's the leader of the rebellion.
You threw a rock at that man.
Yep.
I mean, Riker also commanded, like, the Starship Enterprise, but, you know, that's the wrong universe.
True. Also, I just love this soundtrack.
It is most excellent.
I mean, I'm just listening to Power Wolf while your guys are
Oh!
doing the thing.
I hyperspeeded myself!
Oh no!
Okay, the best option is to follow
The best
Delita.
option is war.
Yeah. Actually, we're gonna wait.
The best option is Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh.
Storm, you've not been saying your line very much.
I'm sorry, I'm concentrated on the battle. And also, I'm trying to figure out if we have any other jokes than Raid Shadow Legends. We've kind of done that one a lot.
Who's proud?
Oh, Daddy is very proud. Whack Daddy is also very proud.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Because they have 3 archers and a black mage, I am trying to remove their advantage of distance. No, 2 black mages. Their advantage of distance, so... the goal right now is to do what we can in that regard.
Storm, I don't care what absolutely everybody says. You do good work. All right.
Thank you. They tried lighting Breakdown on fire, but it won't work. Because now Halos will light them on fire. Praise Zorg!
Praise Zorg.
Oh, wow, that's probably the most powerful attack in the whole... I dropped that mage in one hit. Halos, you are worth your weight in kindling. And Alita, you throw those stones.
He's throwing shade and stones.
Yep. Speaking of, Halos is in danger. I'm in danger!
I'm in danger. I'm going to heal everybody with the power of sarcasm and friendship. And meth.
Okay, so that didn't play out the way I wanted it, but that'll be fine. I assumed I was going to have time to move the mage so that the healing wouldn't hit anyone else, but...
You assumed wrong.
Yes, I chose poorly.
Poorly.
Right, Argath, do the one thing you're good at. Bully that man!
You mile!
Alright, they're trying to light Whacker on fire.
That is, I mean, praise Zord, but...
But Whacker is resilient. Sword to the head. They shot Whacker too.
I mean, that's not cool.
Fortunately, Whacker is a healer, so he can heal. Ah.
For not a whole lot, but okay.
Let's eliminate the biggest danger, this guy. Yep, cool. Knights are worth their weight in swords. He shot me!
It's not very sporting of him, now is it?
Nope. He's gonna light Rams on fire. Praise Zorg! Praise to Zorg, full of burn.
I shall give you an exorgulating.
Following the theory of Hasker, keeping Zorgites alive means there will be more fire.
That is a objectively correct statement.
This is why, even when Zorg normally would rather his followers die doing what they love, target the unit. He does promote the healing of his followers.
Through the holy fire.
Yep.
Mm.
Praise Zorg.
Okay, I need to be back in a few minutes again. I shall return.
Good luck. Don't die. Hello to Andy Van. Andy Van! Andy Van's in chat. And has commanded us to throw rocks at him. Delita shall do as many rock throws as he can. I promise. He is a rock throwy boy. I don't think that'll hit. Oh, no, it hits. Cool. Sometimes angles in this game and blocking can be weird. Zorg will have fire, yours or otherwise. Okay, so it seems that Hasker has, there's a trait I'm trying to remember the name of, but it basically means that when he does area attack spells rather than targeting on a unit, he does more damage. So targeting on a unit is not his prime method. Actually, we're going to have you start to... Breakdown's gonna wait up here because that knight will probably give me something when he dies. Valar Morculus, all men must die. Helos is wounded yet again. The enemy's smart, he's gonna shoot at him. Yep, enemy's smart. There we go. Let's see. That's actually the higher cost one, so we'll go with that. Shades of Dying. Okay, cool. So that eliminates that threat. He came a whacking. I was surrounded, the last guy. Yeah, I've been doing some JP farming earlier this stream. It was in fact the way. Yep, Argath's finishing it. Alright. So that was a victorious fight. And we gained things. An iron sword and a hempen robe. That robe is going on Whack Daddy. Hey Whack, you're gonna wear a robe made of hemp. We know you're of the brigade. There's no use hiding it. Out with it. What have you done with Maquis? Where are you holding him? You were here, or you were with your commander Wygref when we came upon you. Where has he gone? Mayhap a beating would loosen your tongue. Enough, Argath. Listen well. A great host of the Order at its van is preparing a sweeping campaign that will bring to book your Turncloak rebellion. You will die. You will be hunted down to the last and slaughtered like the swine you are. Such is brigandry's reward. But you, pig, are a lucky one. Tell us what we wish to know, and you may keep your bacon. So, where is Wygref? How bloody hell should I know? I'll not bear your ribald tongue, rogue. Learn to guard it, if you'd not have it cut from your throat. I'm no rogue. Tell that to the men you've robbed. You nobles are all the same. You think every man born outside a castle's walls less than human. We fought for the kingdom at peril of our very lives. The moment the war ended, you turned us out into the streets. What do you think makes you so special? Birth? Blood? What difference does it make? You kidnap for ransom, then dare ask the difference between us? Marquis' kidnapping was no plan of Wygref's. He would never hold a man for ransom. Then who? Someone kidnapped the Marquis Elmador de Limbury. Speak. If not you, then whom would you pin the deed? It was Gustave. Who is Gustave? Gustave Margraf, Lieutenant Commander of the Dead Men. So the Corpse Brigade was behind the kidnapping. No, we're not like Gustave. We fight to end the aristocracy, not to become it. To be treated as equals, as men of honor we are. What do maggots know of honor? That's enough, Argath. So where's this Gustave? In the Sandrat Siege. Sandrat? You're not of Galleon. Small wonder you've not heard of them. Sandrats are unique to Zeklaus. Or to the Zeklaus Desert, north of Dorter. Do you know any villages between here and the desert? Villages? No. At least not anymore. But the desert men once had a settlement on the outskirts, and its ruins remain. And that's where we'll find Gustave and the Marquis. Aye, like as not. How can you be so certain? A siege is a Sandrat's burrow, his home. Alright, let us look at some of these new shinies we got. Actually, let's see the store here. Okay, so no armor yet. Yeah, so we are actually going to keep Rams as is. Have him learn. Is there anything for him to learn? No, not yet. Okay. Whack Daddy. Whack Daddy performed quite well in the last battle. Should probably learn Protect, but is there anything else first? Nope. Okay, so we're gonna learn Protect, so that's good. Do you learn any black magic? Okay, no. He wasn't in that battle. Let's see. Parry is not a bad one, so let's do some assignments. Actually, we're going to give you move +1, because you need to be able to get right up into the enemy's face.
Alright, I'm back.
Hey, back. I'm Storm Song. So, yes. Also, we got you a robe made out of hemp, so you're going to be running around in some sweet 420.
Totally, man. Wow. Dude, that's awesome.
Okay, so let's see. Hellas did a hell of a lot of damage. Haha, pun intended. He's not... So we're gonna let him keep learning. Okay, so he doesn't have anything new. Did Delita gain anything?
Learns from the power of friendship.
And this gun he found.
Yes, and the gun, obviously.
Okay, we're not making you a knight yet, but we're getting pretty close.
Here's a squire.
I'm gonna let you guys go. You have a good one.
You have a good one, bro.
Alright, later. So if he's a squire, is that like a Billy Squire?
I don't know what that term means.
You don't know who Billy Squire is?
Oh, I was thinking of it as a term.
No.
You know, I don't think I do know who Billy Squire is. Hit me.
He was a big rock guy in the late 80s, early 90s. He's the one who sang Stroke Me. And sure, Rail, hop on in.
Yeah, get your sexy button here.
He sang Everybody Wants You and that Stroke Me song. Stroke me, stroke me.
Oh my. That sounds uncouth. A rail has arrived!
How do?
One does.
Rail, can you believe that Storm does not know who Billy Squire is?
Who the heck is Billy Squire?
Oh my god.
We are uncultured!
Land of fucking Philistines. Jesus.
Okay, I'm gonna save. Yeah, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna do a bio break. You guys entertain the audience, and then we're gonna do another battle for the story.
I'm not entertaining anyone except myself.
All I've got right now is depressing stories because work today, oh boy.
What happened at work today?
My last chat was a lady reporting that her 20-day-old son had passed away. And then
Christ.
Yeah, and then I have to go through all the bureaucracy of that. So I have to be like, I have to find the death certificate. I have to go through all the mechanical stuff of this. And then I have to tell her that her SNAP benefits, so food stamps, are dropping because her household size is decreased.
Jesus. Mother of God, dude. That's horrific.
Yeah, the only good thing this time was I'm on the text chat now instead of the phones, so I don't have to hear them crying.
That's genuinely distressing and morbid.
Yep.
I
This is
recommend
why-
you seek other forms of employment.
So it is an important job. It's social services, but this is why you have people in social services tend to either burn out really fast or be sociopaths, because you kind of have to be to do the job and do it well.
So we have you figured out. Got it.
Yeah, I'm not really a sociopath. I'm more just very able to
I
cut
have
off my
returned.
emotions. I still have empathy, but years and years and years of life have allowed me to be able to be like, I could put a pillow on that part of my personality for a while. Doesn't mean it's not depressing as all heck.
Welcome back, Storm. We will not repeat that conversation because, good God.
I mean, I caught the gist of it.
Ugh. But otherwise, it's Friday. Yeah.
Yay.
Indeed.
Yeah, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that everyone in life is fighting some battles or war.
Yeah.
So,
Also,
trying to force yourself to have that human sympathy and empathy is really important to do.
Yeah, no, it's very, very important to not forget that other people are people.
Yeah.
A lot of people dehumanize other people.
oh yeah.
And it's it's just generally a dick move. Two, it is actually bad for your mental health.
Also, speaking of empathy, I want all three of us to stare at Andy Van. Andy Van, have you clicked follow?
Andy Van, I'm looking at you.
Have you followed us, Andy Van?
Andy Van, hello.
Anyways, then you've heard
Oh,
about the order.
hit follow.
He said, I thought I put tape on the camera.
Then you've heard about the order. They mean to strike us for true. Aye, I've heard. So what's to become of us? I say we forget this business and run. There's not for it. Agreed. If we follow Wygriff, he will only lead us to our graves. Aye, that much is plain. Godspeed good Gustav's ransom of the Marquis will find up as is enough. We can quit this life for good and all. The order, they're here.
Hello!
We must silence this watch before they can raise the alarm.
Hello!
Defeat all enemies. So I don't think you answered my question in the chat, but have you obtained the Choco yet?
No, Chocobo is not obtainable at this point in the game. It'll be a little while before we can really get one.
Yes.
So there was one in Chapter 2.
Yeah, we're still about halfway through Chapter 1.
See,
So this game...
the chapters are multiple maps in this game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so a chapter is like an act.
Okay.
Boko is special. I think we should leave Boko as is, and I think that Rail should have his own special avatar.
That said,
Boko, Chocobo.
that'll require me to get the, what do you call it? Yay! Andy Van followed us!
Orator. Huzzah! Welcome, Andy. And tell your friends, because if we can hit 100 by the end of tomorrow's Mario stream,
I
the
swear to
sombrero will
God,
go
I'm
on.
coming out there and I'm gonna find that fucking sombrero and I'm gonna staple it to your head.
Yeah. So this is actually going to be kind of a hard fight the way we're set up right now, and I may have to reconsider it if we have to do a redo of it. Because they have 3 tanks, 2 monks, and an archer, whereas I only have 4 tanks, I have 3 tanks and an archer, but the other 2 are mages. So
Storm,
Yeah.
If you can't learn to enjoy doing something well, learn to enjoy doing it poorly.
Yes.
Oh,
Stop it.
can't help it.
Stop it.
I've been up since the literal crack of dawn. I got up before the sun did.
So I got up at like 5:30 this morning too. But that was more my body saying fuck you to me as opposed to like me actually doing it.
The important question is, did you get up, or did you awake and we're like, roll over and try to sleep? Andy Van, dear God, why are you waking up at 3:30 a.m.? Well, I guess context is important. When did you go to bed?
Indeed. Ice to meet you.
I mean, Storm wakes up at like 3 a.m., but that's only because he's required by law to rock.
You got 8.5 hours of sleep, Andy.
Gentleman Zorg has been praised. I hit 3 guys with 1 spell, and that's awesome.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Oh, but this fucker's going to try to heal him. Butt face. Butt face, I say.
Stormy Chan, how good is your orc voice?
Are we talking like Lord of the Rings or?
Looks
No.
like meat's back on the menu, boys.
No, I'm talking like Warhammer 40k orc voice.
Okay. Oh, we're here for a good crumping.
Right.
Yes, and blue
like
boys
that.
ain't gonna get the best of us this time.
Bloody hell, mate.
So what happens if you just let Delita stay dead?
That's Argath, not Delita, but since they are, what's the term, guest characters, they don't permadie.
Ah. So meat shields.
Yes. And also, I just don't like Argath enough to heal him, because we haven't seen the hardcore of it yet, but you saw earlier that he was willing to do some nasty shit to someone. Now, we could chalk that up to, you know, emotions and all that, but we learned stuff about Argath later that he is not worthy of our sympathy.
I mean, isn't this plot for this essentially War of the Roses? AKA Better Game of Thrones?
It's the 30-year War of the Roses of Ark.
Gaiden. Oh my.
Yeah. Game of Thrones makes me irrationally angry because it's such an interesting setting with the seasons and the way the magic and all the creatures work. And then he tells discount friggin' War of the Roses.
Mm-hmm.
And not even as hardcore as the real War of the Roses was. Like you think the Red Wedding was bad? No, the real Red Wedding was way worse.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing there is like, you know, the War of the Roses had some pretty nasty stuff in it, but like, one has to question just how fantasy worthy it is. Like here, it's used as a backdrop.
Yeah.
The story of this game, however, is very much about demons, so, you know, whether you want to take that metaphorically or not, that's up to you.
But,
Well, okay, so I got okay, so here's my irrationally pissed off, and it was even more trite than that rail. You remember when the Doom movie came out, and it was all like, oh, it's a virus and shit like that?
mm-hmm.
That pissed me off to no end. Doom is about demons from hell. They are demons, and they are from hell, and they are coming to kill you and murder you.
So
These
what
are
you're saying
demons
is
from hell.
So what you're saying is when that movie came out, you were like, what the hell?
Yes, I was literally like, yes. That's literally what it was like. Yeah, there were a lot of us who were really pissed off about the pandering to, like, oh, that'll offend people if it's from hell. So we're gonna make this a virus. No, it's fucking demons from hell.
There's a thing I've found that as you go through history and start learning about history, you'll start learning about stuff that was made into movies from history. You start finding out that most movies are actually the tame version of the shenanigans that went on, because there's a lot of stuff that happens that nobody believes.
Oh yeah, like one of my favorites. Just throwing this one out here because it's a cool fact. So, one of the Ptolemaic emperors, unsurprisingly named Ptolemy, married his sister after getting divorced from his first wife. As a result, and this was normal to the Egyptians of the time, the Greeks of the time, however, thought it was like, ew, gross, you're marrying your sister, bruh. And so they named him Philadelphoi, or brother lover, or her Philadelphoi, or brother lover. This is where the term Philadelphoi first comes up, and technically the cause of the name Philadelphia.
Yep.
So what you're saying is that it should be Philadelphia that gets the jokes, not Arkansas.
Yes, and
sorry,
Arkansas hasn't had that problem as much in the past 100 years. It was the worst at one time.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Arkansas?
I think he means Alabama.
It's discount Kansas. Remember, Kansas was made first, which means Arkansas is discount Kansas.
Indeed.
Actually looked at moving to Arkansas one time, and it was.
It's not a terribly pleasant place, from what I
No.
hear.
Yeah, no. The big thing is when I saw the crime statistics.
That's what poverty does.
Yep.
Okay,
So when
it's kind of both ways, because the studies they've done have suggested it's actually crime causes poverty and poverty causes crime.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. So when I was in college, in unspecified, geological eon ago, right, so my background is in IT, right? I do computers. That's my thing. I do computers. And we had a shit ton of companies that would come and recruit from our programs. And there was this one particular company. I don't remember. It was... I don't remember who it was. But the recruiters were a couple of very southern accented individuals. They were very friendly, but they were thick southern accents.
Extra thick.
And when we ended up finding out, a lot of us, when we went through several of the interviews, and we all found out where the jobs were located at, they literally lost all of their interviewees all at once because their headquarters were in Alabama. And nobody wanted to move to fucking Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, some of it's also that people just don't want to move.
No, none of us. We talked about it. None of us wanted to move.
Oh, this was something you were personally involved in. Okay, yeah.
Yes, I was personally involved in this. This was me and all my classmates in college.
Yeah.
No, I actually went to school for computer science also, which is well, then why are you just a bureaucrat now? Because I found out that I hate the industry for comp sci majors. Absolutely hate it. Drove me insane. Wanted to smack people all day long.
I started out in computer science, and then I realized I didn't want to write code all day long, so I changed majors to IT.
You either write code or you do IT, and no. But whenever I was in school for it, there was one time where we were learning about viruses, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna have you write a virus on Notepad. We're gonna load it into your computer, and then everyone else has to try to fix it.
That's actually kind of cool.
This was the creation of the coffee cup virus. So my virus does a few simple things. Number one, it edits itself into multiple places in your computer, including your registry. Number two, on startup, it will run one of those copies, it will run one. And if it finds that any of them have been deleted, it will replace all of them.
Yeah. That's
So that
pretty-
means unless you completely clear it out the first time before you reset, it will fix itself.
Mm-hmm.
And number three, on a random 20 to 30 minute timer, open or close disk tray.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
That's pretty good. I like that.
That's odd.
Wait,
And yet-
wait. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what this disc tray is you're talking. Are you talking about like the coffee cup holder?
Yes, that's why it's cup.exe.
Okay.
All right. Victory is ours. These sand rats are long
Hey, that
in the
wasn't so
slaying.
bad.
It is well no others have found us while we tarried here. I just love how they went with Old English. What's funny is if you play the original rather than the remaster, it's still sensible dialogue, but some of the choices are just kind of weirder.
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff with that, with older video games getting translated to English.
Well, it's more than that, though. It's trying to go from what was written basically as old Japanese to modern Japanese, and taking that to English, and then trying to make it Old English.
Yeah.
Or not old, but Middle English.
Real Old English is pretty badass.
Yep. You've taken leave of your senses, Gustav. Have I? What hope does your full revolution hold? Dreams do not fill a man's stomach or make soft the packed earth on which he beds. You see not beyond the end of your known nose. The crown strays, Gustav. It must be led back onto the path. And do you think yourself the man to do this? Or the fool you, Wygriff? You have spoken your fill. Then we are done.
That's some real good animation for its time, though. Like, most stuff is like, it just does the slash in animation and then the model falls down.
Yeah.
Not a full-on dodge and thrust.
Wygriff! The Marquis! No further? How dare you threaten me? Stay yourself, Argath. The Marquis is unharmed. You are free to return him to Yoggoros. Why release him? The Marquis' abduction was ill done. Such craven methods serve not our ends. Let me walk free, and I will release the Marquis to your care. A fair bargain? You mock us. You are in no position to bargain. Enough, Argath. He speaks the truth. So what Argath doesn't realize is Wygriff is able to attack people from across the room without moving. So, Marquis Elmador. What did I drink last night? Let him go, Argath. Why do you stay me? The Corpse Brigade is finished in any case. There is not to be gained by a quarrel here. Marquis as well, he is weak. But we would see him, but he would seem unharmed. We must see him back to Yoggoros.
So, real quick, a good example of translation being screwy is in the original Golden Sun games.
Mhm.
There were a lot of enemies had an elemental breath attack, right?
Yeah.
Because of a mistranslation, it was instead translated as elemental blessing. So you have things like this giant salamander that is like, it unleashes a fire blessing, and like, wait, what's the fire blessing? And it breathes fire all over you.
Yeah.
That I see no problem with this. The
The
Zorg-
blessing of Zorg.
Zorg blesses lots of people right in their fucking face.
Yep.
The water blessing was Bubbles.
Indeed.
And now, obviously, they fixed this in later games.
I still,
Andy gives a new meaning to bless you.
I still very
Boo.
much enjoy the whole Cure 1, Cure 2, Cure 3 thing.
Yep. Which they
So
then... Yeah.
One thing I like is that, so gonna talk about the spiritual successor to the old 2D Final Fantasy games, Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
Never
And what
heard
it
of
does is, rather than having the equivalent of Cure 1, 2, and 3, what you have is you have Cure 1, but you have a boost system that essentially you use boost points that you gain 1 per turn to boost it up to 3 times. So that's Cure 1, Cure 2, Cure 3, Cure 4.
Yeah.
And I like that implementation because it keeps the menu fairly slim. You're not trying to go through, 30 pages of 4 types of the same spell over and over again.
Yeah. Well, anyone who's played D&D can tell you that anything that, calms the tits like that is extremely welcome.
Yep.
Calm your tits, Stormy Chan.
Contain the calamity that is your memories.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I don't think you two knew yet, but Foxy Kiwi has agreed to join us for tomorrow.
Yay!
Yay!
I think I did hear that.
I heard that the
Maybe.
thoughts
Oh.
were occurring, but not that the merging would not be guaranteed.
Yeah,
is
so
what I
a
heard.
funny fact here. Andy Van just asked, is the merchant's daughter playing in a box of sharp metal? And she might be, although I think that's supposed to be armor. But what I find funny about that, you bringing that up, is we watch her age throughout the game.
Really?
So every time we come back, she's a little bit older.
Does she take over eventually?
No, she's gone from like a little girl to a teenager by the end of the game.
That's a little disappointing, but still very neat.
Yeah, it's just one of those little like, well, we're going to change these background pictures since every chapter advances the story by at least 1 year. Since, like I said, the chapters are the acts in this.
I swear one of the Atelier games does something like that.
Yeah.
For context, the Atelier games are mostly about being an alchemist, and a lot of times about running your own shop
Yeah.
in a medieval fantasy world. Some of them less so, some of them more focused on the alchemist aspects. I believe Atelier Iris specifically focuses more on that.
Yeah. Well, sadly, my eyes are doing that thing again, so we're going to save up and start to close down shop for the evening.
Okay.
I'm getting old, and the computers are not working very well. So, thank you.
Yes. The big thing is we want to encourage everyone to make it to our streams tomorrow, where we'll have Blank playing Moon Scars earlier in the day at around 10ish, and then we'll have Mr. Rail in the evening at around 4ish. Playing that Super Mario Odyssey.
I think it'll take me about 12 to 14 hours to drive that fast, provided I don't get pulled over.
Indeed.
You laugh now, pal.
So yeah, with all of that said, thank you for joining us today. We are the Ox. Thank you to Rail and Whacker and Breakdown and Misfit and Shiranu. And Event's telling me that... Oh, yeah, no, that's a Mountain Blade picture. No, it's not a Chocobo. Anyways, I love you all. Stay sleep, stay safe, stay hydrate, stay sexy.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Yeet!